Far Cry 5. Is it worth a buy? Let's read the words of the developer. Welcome to Hope County, Montana. This idyllic place is home to a community of freedom-loving people and a fanatical doomsday cult known as the Project at Eden's Gate, led by the charismatic prophet Joseph Seed and his devoting siblings, the Heralds. Eden's Gate has been quietly infiltrating every aspect of daily life in this once quiet town. While your arrival incites the cult to violently seize control of the region, you must rise up and spark the fires of resistance to liberate a besieged community.
So what's this game like? Well, I can harp on for 15 minutes about bullshit and tell you pretty much nothing, or I can talk to you like you're all gamers like me. And what's the gameplay like? Let's just get on with it. What's it like to play? Is it as good as Far Cry 3? No, it's not. It runs great, gotta say, runs great, and I'm just going to pay homage to the sound in this game because it is good. I play it without music on, but there's still music in the game from broadcasts from this Joseph Seed guy and his disciples. They're playing all this kind of religious music, and it's so good to hear it in the distance as you're walking through woods or something. You'll just hear the music being carried in the air on the wind, and as you get closer it gets louder and louder. He has these trucks with PA speakers on the back and he broadcasts it out, and it is so good. The last time I heard stuff like that was in Battlefield Vietnam. When you play psychotic reaction on the side of your tank through like a ghetto blaster like they did in the Vietnam War. It's so good, it's so good. This game ain't as good as Far Cry 3, I can tell you that now. Not only because the main villain in this is a pussy compared to Vass. You hated Vass. I don't hate this guy. In fact, I want to f*** his sister and just give one of his brothers a cuddle and say, you're just misguided, son. You're a really good guy deep down, but you're just a bit of a prick, you know. And as for himself, you just want to punch him in the mouth and then shoot him. Yeah, you want to kill him, obviously, but Vass, you wanted to crucify Vass, and while he was alive, you wanted to stick fucking cocktail sticks in his bollocks, throw petrol over him, and set him alight. That's the kind of guy Vass was, and then he'd just laughed and spat at you. You know, he was an amazing villain. This guy isn't a very good villain, and I think that's part and parcel because the whole premise of the game is bollocks. It's absolute bollocks. I could just not get immersed in this at all because it's so ridiculous. I mean, I could buy into the Vass thing, you know, a little insignificant island just overrun by a complete loony, you're on holiday, you get cab and all that, you know, yeah, I bought into that. I don't buy into this because the National Guard would have been here within 24 hours and just steamrolled the whole fucking state down. You know, word could easily get out. It's bullshit, and I can't get into it. What they should have done, this should have been Red Dawn. You know Red Dawn, that 80s movie with Patrick Swayze, Charlie Sheen? It should have been that. You know, Russians invade America, and thank for the Second Amendment because they've all got fucking guns, you know, and the battle lines is drawn and they find themselves a few hundred miles behind enemy lines and the whole state's overrun with Ruskies, you know, and that's why there's people everywhere, you know, patrols, and you go around taking them out, liberating parts of the town. That would have been so much more believable than this. I just couldn't get into this. And another problem with this is as well, going back to Far Cry 3 and comparing it to this, I mean, Far Cry 3 was a huge big open world, and as you liberated sections of the world, the enemy patrols became thinner. In this, it doesn't happen until you've absolutely liberated the entire island, which is bullshit because you're cutting them down by the 100 and there's still people there, and there's way too many. You can't even drive for 2 minutes down a road. Honestly, if you do a 2-minute drive in this game down the road, in that time you will see numerous people with guns to the head at the side of the road being taken hostage. You might see a bear run out attacking somebody, a cougar leap out attacking someone. You will easily get attacked off at least in 2 minutes. Probably about 7 or 8 vehicles at different times, ranging from lorries to pickup trucks with a 50 cal in the back. You will get hammered in this game, which kind of ruins immersion. Sometimes you just want to kind of feel like you're driving around a state that is overrun, yes, but not massively, and especially when you're liberating a lot of it. And that brings us on nicely to the map. The map is broken down into 3 main areas. There's a tutorial area in the middle, and the 3 main areas are run by the cult, obviously. And like I said earlier, I don't hate the cult, you know, but essentially they have an overlord over each island. Now, you don't progress like you do in Far Cry 3 by climbing stupid towers to unlock all the missions and points of interest. That was bullshit. This is so much better than Far Cry 3 in that respect. Gone is the minimap. No more fucking minimap telling you where people are that you can't see with your eyes. It's got a great interface where you can just disable pretty much everything. It's pretty much scarce, your actual UI. You know, you don't want to be tagging enemies. Switch that bullshit off. That's for people who can't play games very well. Get rid of that. You want the real deal with this. So you got your zones here. You don't have to climb your towers. You don't have to liberate a billion encampments like you do in Far Cry. What you do with this is, at the top of your screen, you have a resistance meter. When that resistance meter gets full, the boss will come for you. He'll capture you, and that brings on the boss fight. Now, to get that meter full, you have to disrupt his business, his cult, destroy his assets. You do that by side quests and the main quest. The main quest progress is not that good. It's nowhere near like as good as Far Cry's, but there is a few missions that run in order on the main story, but the side quests, there's loads of them, and they are way better than the Far Cry 3 side quests. Some really good side quests, but it's all just kind of random shit, loosely based on what's going on in the actual game. But the story, like I say, is just bullshit anyway, so don't pay much attention to that. It's all about the gunplay, the gameplay, the driving. What's the game like as a gamer? I've got to say, good news. The gunplay in this is magnificent. One of the best. I'm struggling to think of a better arcade game that has better gunplay than this. It's the thwack, the noise as you hit somebody. You see the impact visually and you hear it. It is the perfect combination to arouse you. It is just amazing. There's nothing better than reloading your gun as some freaking cultists charging at you. Then you just raise the gun at the right time, stick your lips out and go, "Rah!" And then you just fill him full of lead from a light machine gun, just bam, 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 bam. And you just see the thwack, thwack, thwack as it hits him. The blood splats and it knocks the guy back. I mean, the ragdolls are exaggerated in this, which makes it better. You know, you just see them getting blasted back by the weight of your fucking gunshots. Firing a compound bow into someone and just hearing the thwack as it hits them and knocks them back, and the screams. Guys, it's just brilliant. It never gets old. And, you know, whacking people with a shovel as well. I mean, I think the first hour of the game, I killed everybody with a shovel. There was just something about going up behind them and banging them on the head with a shovel. That does bring me on nicely to the awful AI in this game. Forget about playing this on easy. Normal, if you must, but hard with the tags off is the way to play this game. Because the AI are blind, deaf, and retarded, to be honest with you. You'll find them just running around. I think there's a suicide cult going on here as well. I think they just like to run in front of your vehicle a lot. And it needs tweaking. They need to fix this bloody AI. When they see you, they can be formidable, especially on hard. But the amount of times I've snuck up on a few of them and just whacking them with shovels. I can't hear a shovel whacking with someone's head from 2 feet away. It's ludicrous at times. It's ludicrous. What I do like is, and I haven't really seen this before in a game, they will go for you in their vehicles. If you're shooting them, they'll go for you. They'll go to knock you down. We've been knocked out a few times, me and my partner playing this in co-op, you know, because we've been run over by a lorry or something. They're quite lethal behind the wheel, more lethal than they are with a bloody gun. Speaking of guns, there's a shitload of guns in this. You've got your classes of guns, all ranging from melee, pistol, not light machine gun, like the little tiny SMGs, then you've got your assault rifles, then you've got your light machine guns, and you've got specials. You've got like a kind of alien gun that you can get, which is pretty shit, to be honest. You also have a really good flamethrower, and as you progress through the game, you'll unlock more slots to put them in. I've got 4 weapon slots open, and to be honest with you, I've got a compound bow for close quarters silent killing. I've got a silenced sniper rifle for long range silent killing. I've got a silenced assault rifle for when shit kind of starts to hit the fan but I want to keep a low profile, and then I've got big fucking Bertha light machine gun, totally unsilenced, that when the going gets tough I bring out Bertha and mow every fucker down in sight. And you can customize pretty much every weapon with scopes, silencers, a couple you can put new stocks on, but it's not as deep as Wildlands is, but it is still customizable all the same. But the biggest problem with this game, guys, the huge elephant in the room, is they have taken out the crafting. Now, yes, you can craft a few little consumables, but that's it. You don't craft any kind of progression in this game like you did in Far Cry 3. And that for me is a travesty, because one of the best parts of Far Cry was crafting. When you needed a bigger ammo belt, you know, go and kill a snake and a couple of skunks, you know, stitch them together. Hey, I've got an ammo belt. You know, you want a bigger backpack, kill a bear, skin it, kill a crocodile to get a bit of leather. And you made it. You felt like you were actually being a self-sufficient loony in that game, and it was a great sense of progress doing that. Now it's all done through a perk system. Now the perks aren't progressively locked, which is good. You know, you don't have to unlock one perk to get access to the other. All perks is available from the off, providing you have enough perk points to put in. Now that's a good thing. I didn't like the progression on perks, but the perks determine the size of your inventory, how many weapons you can carry up to a point as well. And to get perks, you do stupid fucking challenges that should never be in this game. Ooh, get your wingsuit down and see if you can fly more than 2,000 meters. Woohoo! Kill 10 people with headshots. Woohoo! You know, 20 melee kills will give you 2 perk points or something fucking stupid. I don't want to be told how I have to fucking kill people. If I want to go and belt them in the bollocks with a shovel, then I want to fucking do that. If I want to shoot them from the foot all the way up and cut them in half with a fucking light machine gun, I want to do it. Stop making me play the game in a way I don't want to fucking play it, just so that I can get stuff that I should be able to fucking get by crafting, you utter bell-end c***s. And while I'm on about you be fucking wank soft, get rid of the fucking microtransactions. They're not even needed. You can unlock everything with cash, but you can buy the in-game fucking cash in the form of silver bars by getting your fucking creaky, rancid, moth-ridden wallet out and going, I want to progress. Nobody wants microtransactions in games, so go f*** yourself. If you want microtransactions in games, you go f*** yourself as well, because you're not a true gamer, because it generally ruins games. In this game, you don't need them, thank goodness for that. And in some cases, you don't even need currency. You just need to do a quest and you can unlock everything you need. I've got all the weapons I need. I'm not going to use any of the other weapons. I've got the 4 weapons I've already mentioned. I've got a pickup truck with a 50 Callan. I've got a helicopter with FFFRs and double machine guns. I've got a big fucking class 1 lorry with twin machine guns on. I've got a Pontiac car. I've got everything I need. I don't need all the other stuff, and who cares about cosmetics in a first person game? Not me. So there's things wrong. There's no crafting. There's too many pointless guns, too many enemies, too many animals as well. You're talking to somebody and they're saying, hey, you know what, maybe if we could liberate this gas station up the road, and then all of a sudden the cougar jumps on their face. You know, it's like, what the fuck? What the fuck? And there's some annoying characters in this. There's this guy, he reminded me of these loot crate buying. And every time I saw him, I just punched him. I didn't care the consequences. I couldn't help myself. I just saw his face. He's going, hey man, this game's really great.
This game's awesome. You can play with your friends.
But then I got carried away and started punching everybody, you know. Just...
Want to try your luck?
So there's too many animals. The game's not serious enough. Too many joke missions. The whole premise of it's bad, like I've already said. Some of the missions are dead tedious. It also has regen health, which makes the game way too easy. The villains are shit, and there was quite a few bugs. And it has microtransactions. But on the plus side, no mini-map, guys. That's a great thing. No progress locks in perks is good. Gunplay is amazing. Some really funny characters as well. The driving is excellent in this game on keyboard. I mean, it's just great on a keyboard. You can get the back end out on fast vehicles, you know, handbrake, turn round corners. The flight is easy. Everybody can fly in this game, except the aeroplanes, which are awful. The world progress is better. There's no towers to climb. It's got the resistance meter, as I said. There are still outposts to liberate, but it's not sort of every 5 yards, you know, like it was in Far Cry 3. I do like the animals. You can have a pet. You can train them to do what you want. You've also got guns for hire if you don't want a pet and you want a human, and you can unlock different guns for hire. Some are soldiers, some are long range, some are heavies, and you can call them in any time. There is a respawn timer if they die, but if they do die, you can get to them in time and you can revive them. If you don't and they die, then there's going to be a timer on that as well. There's also a level editor if you finish the game and you want to go into the level editor. It also has full multiplayer, but Far Cry was never known for its multiplayer. But as a game where you can get into it, and you can probably do 50 hours in this, no problem at all, just taking your time, doing the side quests, having a blast. But co-op is brilliant. I'd highly recommend co-op. You can join with your friends or you can just join with randoms. And the great thing about co-op is, although you don't progress on your own mission if you've joined somebody else's games, your mission progress stops. You do keep all the perks that you'll get, all the money that you'll get, all the weapons and ammo and equipment. You get to keep that, and then when you go back to your own game, you can be kitted out much better than you would if you just played your own game from scratch. So it does have a big effect on your own campaign when you're not playing in co-op. So that is a plus, but I would have liked to have seen it like Wildlands, where you can progress through the game all the way through in co-op for all people. And I would have liked to see more than 2-player co-op, but as it is what it is, what it is, what it is, what it is. It's still a great game. I'm still having fun. It's a shame the AI can be shit at times. It does need a patch, but I'm having fun, and that's why I buy games. I buy games to have fun. I've been bitten twice this week. Sea of Thieves, A Way Out, but thankfully I've got a game that I'm enjoying at the minute. So Far Cry 5, I'm going to thumb it up. It's not perfect. Could have been great with better AI, some crafting, and a whole new story. I know that's a lot of changes, but it's still good for what it is, and I'm sure if you're into first-person shooters, you will have a great deal of fun because the gunplay in this is just great.